Hi, this is Brian from Soulful Fitness. In this snippet, I'm addressing two very common situations during practice. So let's get right into it. Here we have Janda and Marlene demonstrating those two mentioned variations. Now let's take a look at Janda first. As you can see, she is leaning forward from the waist up. Her head is down, arms are hanging down, hands are below the waistline, and because of all this, there is extra pressure on the knee joints, and her posterior chain muscles are less engaged. Now let's see what Marlene is trying to show us. As you may notice, it is slightly different. She is not so much leaning forward from the waist up, but her head is also down. She is showing rounded shoulders, her arms are hanging down, her hands are also below the waistline. So again, also with this posture, there is a lot of pressure on the knee joints and little engagement of the posterior chain muscles. Now, to understand what's going on here, we need to zoom in on a little detail. But it's a detail with a lot of consequences. And it's this area right here, which is basically everything between the two shoulders, so the chest and upper back area. Now, this situation of tight chest muscles, rounded shoulders, and weak back muscles has been classified by Dr. Vladimir Janda as the Uppercrossed muscle imbalance syndrome. In this diagram you can see the upper and lower syndrome, but for now we're focusing on the upper part. So unfortunately I'm seeing this syndrome a lot, from the early stages to really severe cases where people are having serious problems just standing up straight. And sedentary lifestyle is of course one of the obvious reasons, and those extensive hours of just sitting, doing desk work, staring at cell phones and stuff like that. So it's important to counter or avoid this syndrome because it can lead to serious neck problems, headaches, arthritis, and instigate a domino effect of issues to the lower regions of the body. So you can check 3 counterpoints. Number 1, stretch the tight muscles. Number 2, working the weak muscles. And number 3, overall posture awareness at all time. Let's go back to Janda and Marlene to do some corrections. Now it's not going to be comfortable or anything close to it for a while, but you have to keep working on it. 3, 2, 1, and up. First you have to find out what it feels like to stand up straight. That means loosening up those shoulders. So the next step would be to work the weak muscles and bring them back in gear. Here we have a nice view of the back muscles. And let's see if we can highlight our main targets. Starting off with the trapezius, or traps if you will, as the first layer. And when we shift into X-ray mode, we can see other significant targets come into play. So when we peel off that first layer, the traps, which is a pretty big muscle, we can see the shoulder blades appearing, marked in green, and the rhomboid muscles right in between them. And also what is often neglected, forgotten, or simply out of reach in most training programs is the serratus anterior, also known as the boxer's muscle. It is a very important muscle though to keep the whole region in balance and in moving rhythm. So how do we address these muscle groups exactly? Well, basically any pulling, rowing, or retraction exercise will get you a long way to fire up those traps and that rhomboid muscle. And to address the serratus muscle, planking exercises will definitely get its attention. And if you're into it, of course, my personal favorite would be hitting the heavy bag. So now let's focus on stretching the tight muscles. What Janda and Marlene are demonstrating right here is a very simple but effective way to get a good stretch. Basically, they are targeting mainly the chest muscles and to a lesser extent the cervical flexors. The chest muscle covers a large area, so it can easily tighten you up if you neglect it. And also it helps you to lift up your chest when you're breathing in, so you really need to have this muscle in good shape. Key point here is to keep the elbows straight and let the pole slide through your hands real slow. If you're having trouble keeping your body straight or still, you can also perform this exercise kneeling down, as you can see Janda doing here. In any case, always start as slow as possible. Different structures need time to adjust to that full range of motion, and you want to go step by step to optimize your shoulder mobility like this. Last variation is to lay flat, face down, and isolate the shoulder rotation slow and smooth, again keeping the elbows straight while sliding the pole through the hands, as you can see Marlene doing here. Now, application of all these key points and exercises will definitely help to correct your posture, improve your skills, and keep you safe from injury. So thank you for watching, stay safe, and stay funky.